Excellent!
Good morning, hero. Good boy. And good morning to all you guys as well. I hope you're having a good day. Today I am excited because I am actually finally going to finish off my video for my monthly builds for January. So that technically this is January's build back behind me, although I didn't really finish it till the end of the month. I'm just going to call it my super epic and classy RGB build because it's classy and it's RGB. It's also supposed to be a pretty fast computer too. Normally these videos, this is the third part of that video. I already planned it and I built it, and I'll post links to those videos in the description if you want to check it out. And normally right now I just say, hey, here's the build and I'm going to test it and everything. But actually I have a little bit more work to do because I have a couple sort of late parts that arrived I'm going to be integrating into the build first before I move on to testing. So first off here, I of course have the G.Skill Trident Z RGB memory. This has arrived. RGB lighting, 5 LEDs across the top of each DIMM, and G.Skill has their own software for this, but I'm actually going to be using the updated Asus Aura software, which can control these. So we'll be checking that out and giving you a little taste of what is capable on that. This is a 32 gig kit, so a huge thank you, of course, to G.Skill for sending these over, and those will be installed ASAP. I also contacted EVGA because there was, I don't know, the cabling on the power supply that I use, the 750G2 Supernova from EVGA, is nice. It's all black. It blends in pretty well, but since this build is a little bit more fancy, I'm going to say, when it comes to aesthetics, I did want to, you know, hopefully finish things off and give it a nice completed look at the end, and I think these will help out with that. I also haven't really used a cable kit directly from EVGA yet, but it seems like they're doing a pretty good job here. No heat shrink visible on the connectors or anything like that, and I think these should blend in pretty well. I thought this was going to be the 24 pin that I was going to pull out, but this just appears to be a bunch of peripheral SATA cables and that kind of thing. Anyway, I'll give you a closer look at that once it's all installed, but here's a quick montage just to get the build up to date. So I got the radiator swapped around with the fans. Two front fans are now on the front for the intake, so you can no longer see the business end of them, and I think that definitely looks better. And now I wanted to show you my super ghetto method for suspending my tubing for the all-in-one for the Kraken X62. Basically, I used a really long twist tie. Wait, why can't I focus? Focus? Okay, use a really long twist tie. Which is right there at the top. You can only just barely see that part of it right there. And then I just fed that through in between, directly in between the two top fans. Comes around here at the top. So all I need to do now is use a little clip, tuck that away, and then no one will be the wiser. Except you guys, of course. Well guys, this is the point in the video where my plans sort of start to change. Mainly because I am out of time. I'm so torn. I'm so torn about the situation with this build right now. Because on the one hand, everything is looking great. Like, the build has come together. If it wasn't for the lighting situation, I'd be like, this is sweet, everything's perfect, here's your end results, here's all my testing and all that kind of stuff. But everything is perfect, like, except for the RGB lighting. And I would normally just say like, oh well, whatever, like we'll deal with that later. But the RGB was kind of a key part of this build that was been in the title of it the whole time. So I don't really feel like I can say it's completely finished unless the RGB lighting is there as well. So what I'm going to do right now is give you guys a rundown of the build as it stands, because I have made some improvements and some upgrades that I think are pretty key and are making a pretty significant difference. I'm going to give you just a little bit of a taste of the lighting situation right now, but unfortunately I can't show you like all of the different functionality and everything because I'm dealing with really early software. I have versions of the software for RGB lighting control that have been sent by ASUS, as well as sent directly by G.Skill. I can't install both of them at the same time. They overwrite each other because they're very similar softwares. I can't show you the G.Skill software because they have made me promise not to show anyone until it's completely finished and the UI is working. So there it is. I'm going to have to do a third, or I guess maybe a fourth video for this particular series to come back and take a look at that and give you guys a full rundown of the lighting options. For now, here is everything that I've gotten done except for the lighting. Let's address the lighting first of all. I have RGB LEDs on the motherboard, so the Maximus 9 Hero lights up here by the I/O as well as down underneath here by the chipset, and that's controlled by the ASUS Aura software. ASUS Aura software can also, of course, control the graphics card, which is not even being lit up at all right now. Again, this is an issue of the conflicts with the software that I'm going back and forth between. And, you know, this is very much early adopter problems. None of this software is even publicly available yet because they know that it's not ready. So I'm not necessarily saying that the software sucks or anything like that. It's just, it's a little too early for it to be completely out there and available in the market. My other dilemma is that I'm leaving actually shortly in like an hour or so to go on a trip with my wife. So I would like hit up ASUS, I'm sorry, well actually I need to hit up ASUS, G.Skill, and Fantex, because the coordination with the case isn't quite working as it should either. But it's Saturday, they're probably not going to get back to me until Monday, and I need to get this video posted by, well, hopefully Monday, maybe Tuesday at the latest. Alright, so the RGB on the case is right here, down in this bar across the front, and then it's also connected with the two LED strips, which I have sort of affixed with magnets and a couple twist ties here, as well as up the front side of the case. These LED strips, and actually the lights on the case themselves, are not properly reflecting the lighting that is being sent by the motherboard, and I really am confused by that one. I can get it to represent blue, but if I try to make it do red, it's more of a pink, and if I try to have it do green, it becomes more of a greenish, whitish, yellow type thing. So it seems like it's got a white instruction that's going through there along with everything else, but anyway, I need to contact Fantex and figure that out a little bit better. The memory, the G.Skill memory, is looking pretty nice. I mean, it looks really cool. It comes default out of the box with the rainbow effect, and then there's several other effects I've been trying, but again, I can basically install the software so I can control that memory, but everything else kind of goes weird. Like right now, I tried to just turn all the lights off, and like everything turned off except for the LED strips, but everything should be off. The NZXT Kraken is functioning perfectly, thankfully, but it has its separate piece of software to control. So I am working with two bits of software, the ASUS Aura Suite as well as the NZXT CAM software, which seem to play nice together for the most part. But again, you can't really synchronize between them, so I was having to figure out something that would match with this particular lighting that wouldn't match with this one. Anyway, that's the lighting situation right now, and again guys, I'm gonna have to come back to this and show you guys a full demo once everything is working properly. Let's talk about like everything else. Alright, so cabling. I'm really glad that I swapped out for these this EVGA custom sleeve cable kit, or like the specialty sleeve cable kits that they sell to go along with their fully modular power supplies. You know, it's not like the nicest sleeve cabling, but it's definitely pretty clean. It's a little bit thinner, and it's not like paracord. But I was able to do a little bit of training with it. I put some twist ties around here just to hold it in place so it would sort of stay like that. and I think overall it turned out pretty nice, and definitely a nice upgrade from the default sleeving that came with it. Performance-wise, I have done some quick overclocking. I just used the AI Suite software from ASUS, and the 7700K got up to 4.9 gigahertz. I don't think I have like a golden ship or anything, because a lot of people are hitting 5. This one doesn't seem to want to do 5, but I'm happy with 4.9. GPU, it's a 1080 of course, so I got about 2050, 2075 megahertz with my basic overclocking that I did so far. I'll come back with some additional gaming benchmarks later on. And then of course cable management was a big challenge here because it's a dual tempered glass side panel case. So the cable management was very messy at first. I really wanted to make sure, so if I was looking down in this direction at this gap here in the power supply shroud, that I wasn't going to see cables looped back there and everything, and I think I managed to do that pretty well because it looks pretty clean from this angle. Also really glad that I did this little thing to tie it up on the top to keep the tubing from the cracking from falling down too much. I think it looks a little bit better that way. And let's look at the cable management side over here. And boom, there's my cable management. Super happy with how this turned out. Again, one of the nice things about coming back and redoing cabling, first off, you realize that this is a pretty nice case when it comes to cable management, because I was able to sort of rewire the entire power supply without very much difficulty at all. The sleeved cabling just looks a lot better here since it is visible with the side panel on the other side. And then I was able to tie up a bit of the excess down here. Used a lot of zip ties in here after I got the Velcro to hold everything in place. I used the zip ties to cinch things down just a lot more to keep things cleaner. And you know, it's not like everything's completely 100% clean, but I think it's about as good as I could get it without doing any like custom cutting of cables or rewiring of things and stuff like that. My OCZ drive back here does stand out quite a bit, but I think again, since it's on the opposite side of the case, it's not a big deal at all. But very clean, very happy with how this all turned out down here. There's even plenty of space down there in the basement for additional stuff if I wanted to shove additional stuff in there. And oh, and I did keep the sticker on the power supply on. You guys can let me know if you think that was a good idea or not. It blended in with everything, and I wasn't going for like a completely clean, delabeled build with this, so I don't mind keeping that on there too, so people could see that you know, it's a good power supply that I have installed. Anyway though guys, I am gonna wrap up this video because I need to hit the road ASAP. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you don't mind that it's still a bit of a work in progress, but I will be coming back and doing one more follow-up video very specifically for the lighting. Oh, the one last thing I did want to mention is noise. This system is very quiet, and that's a key factor. More, for me, I would say the noise is more important than the lighting. I think a lot of you would agree with that. But even when this is under load, it's staying very quiet. The most you can hear is like when you get right up in there, you can hear just the tiniest bit of pump noise from the Kraken X62, so not bad at all. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this video, really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. Links to all the parts I used are down in the video's description, and stay tuned for more coming on this build, as well as my February build, which I'm also going to be assembling very soon. Thanks for watching Paul's Hardware. We'll see you next time.